morning, this is Bremster, and today I'm coming to you with another Riffclown puzzle. This is a puzzle called Killer Convergence, and this uses the same rule set as a puzzle I featured a couple of weeks ago called Simply Poison. Simply Poison was a puzzle I recorded a few months ago and went into my vault. And then I pulled it out while I was sick. And this is one Riffclown sent me, I think it was only yesterday, because I'd mentioned that my queue was looking a little, well, non-existent right now. I do have submission guidelines, which I'm probably going to start linking to above or something in every video, because it would be really useful if people would send me puzzles that are the sort of thing that I solve on my channel. I've had a couple of people send in puzzles that were a bit more experimental, which I'm happy to cover different rule sets and things that people have never seen before. But when the puzzle has things that are I'm trying to think how to put this, that require sort of explorations or avenues of exploration that are a little bit different to sort of a normal logical path. I'm a little hesitant to do that because I'm not sure how people will react to that sort of solve. And I haven't rejected the puzzles completely, but I need to think about how to approach them. And I've had a few submissions which were just brutally hard. So there's that I need to take into consideration, because those puzzles I'll often fail, and then I need to figure out what to do. Will I re-record, which is something I sometimes do. I don't know. So I'm definitely running into a problem of not enough puzzles of the level of difficulty that I can normally solve, or that most people seem to appreciate. I get a lot of comments, which many of you may have seen on my videos, that they come here because they like the approachable puzzles that I find, but I need to find those approachable puzzles. So yeah, I'm working at it. I do have access to a bunch of setters who will set puzzles for me, but I don't want to just do the same setters over and over. Riffclown is one of them, and this is what he's done here. He's submitted one of his puzzles to me. If I need to, I will probably do that. I will just use the same couple of dozen setters over and over, because they set amazing puzzles. I see them every day, and they are just great puzzles. But I'd love to see what else is out there. I want to bring to you what else is out there. Yeah. So if you do see someone who creates an amazing puzzle, reach out to them. Say, please submit it to Bremster, or recommend it to me, and I'll reach out to them. Say someone recommended your puzzle. Either way. But yeah, I'll link to my submission guidelines. I know I've been saying this a lot. I'm sorry, but it's very hard for me to keep going if I don't have the details I need. And chasing up details just takes, in some cases it can take hours because of the time zone difference I'm in, which is why getting all of the details together in a single email can really help, because it can take hours over days for me to organize a puzzle. Anyway, onto this one, Killer Convergence by Riffclown. So this is using, as I said, the same rule set as Simply Poison. So we have normal Sudoku rules apply in every box, in every row, and in every column. The digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. Then we have these clues outside the grid, which serve multiple duties. They are busy clues. What they are is they are both sandwich clues and little killer clues in both directions. So if I use this 13 clue as an example, what do I mean by sandwich clue? What that means is, in this row, the digits 1 to 9 will need to be placed because it's a Sudoku. And in between the 1 and the 9, there will be digits that sum to 13. So wherever the 1 and 9 is, if the 1 and 9 are there, those two digits would have to sum to 13. However, this is also a little killer clue, which means that those three digits, so imagine there's an arrow pointing in this direction, those three digits will have to sum to 13, and those 5 digits will have to sum to 13. And this is true of all of these clues. Sandwich in that direction, little killer in that direction, and little killer in that direction. And the same is true for this 16. So this is always an interesting rule set, because you can do a lot with a little, because each clue serves triple duty. Surely there should be a law against that. Anyway, let's give this a shot. Well, a 16 in 2 is fairly obvious. I can use 7, 9 or 8, 8, and I can't use 8, 8. So that is 7, 9. Now, 13 in 2 is a little less powerful, But there is a 9 in here, but there's no sandwich clue on either of those columns or those rows. I am going to load up my calculator because it's early in the morning and I am tired. Now, 13 in 2 is 9, 4, which I cannot use. It is 8, 5, or 7, 6. So this is 8, 5, or 7, whoops, 8, 5, or 7, 6. Now, if it was 7, 6, that would put 7 down here. 13 without, 13 in 3 without 2, without 1. There's a few options for that, and I'm doing that in my head. So 2 would mean I need another 11, which couldn't use 9, 2, but I could use 8, 3, or 7, 4. Yeah, there's a lot of options for that. 16 in 6. Well, I could break that up into 2 8s. So 2 8s, I could use 1 in each. There's multiple ways of making 8, or I could drop one of them down to 6 or 7, which means the other one has a maximum of 10, and there's multiple ways of making 10. Okay, I can do a little bit of Sudoku, in my life. The only one I've been given doesn't actually interact with the sandwich. And the interesting thing is these, maybe they do. Like this, I can make one of these not include a 1, but the other one would have to. So for example, this could be 2, 3, 4. Or 2, 3, 5. And then this could be, no, I can't, hang on, can I? Yeah, I can. I can make this equal 2, 3, 4 or 2, 3, 5 and put the 1 up here, or vice versa, and that wouldn't force the 1. Let's highlight these little killer clues. They need to sum to 13. They need to sum to 13. This, they don't touch each other. That's interesting. Now, I've already got that marked. I've already got that done. They do touch each other. But these need to be low and these need to be low. Actually, that's 13 in 6 digits. So one of these is 6 and one of these is 7. So these are from 1, 2, 3, and 4. And each of them must contain a 1 and a 2. So hang on a minute. I can't use 1 or 2 in those. So the minimum here is 1, 3, 4, which is 8. So this is 8, 9, or 10. Hang on. No, it's not 1, 3, 4. Because for this to be... Wait a minute. This can't be 4. This can't be 1. This can't be 1. So there's a 1 in one of those two and a 1 in one of those two. So this has to be 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 4. And one of them must be 1, 2, 3 and one of them must be 1, 2, 4. Which means if these are 1, 2, 3, the minimum here is 1, 4, 5. 1, 4, 5 is 10 and these would need to be 1, 2, 3. So these would be 1, 2, 3. And if these are 1, 2, 4, the minimum I could put in here is 1, 2, 1, 3, 5, which is 8. And then this would need to sum to 8. And I've got multiple ways of doing that. I could add 4 or 5 to that. But that can't be 4 and that can't be 5. But if this is a 2, and I put the 1, say this is 2 with 1, 3. Actually, let's make that 2 with 1, 4. So I can go 2, 3, 5. That's 10. And that would have to be 6, which still works. I'm not seeing the break in here. Like, that looked really interesting. Like, the minimum I can put in here is 3 and 5, which is 8. Because if I make this 1, 2, 4, this minimum I can put in here is 3 and 5, or 4 and 5. So 8 or 9. So if it's 8, these need to be 5. So the maximum I can put in here is 5, which means this has to be a 1 or a 2, and this is 1, 2, 3. Because if this is 4 and 1, or 3 and 2, and there must be a 1 in here. This can't be a 5 anymore, so 5 is down to these. Well, this is a 2. So if this is a 2, these can't sum to more than 5. So this is 1, 2. And now these have to sum to, so 5, so these have to sum to, so what's the minimum I can put in here? 3. Yeah, these are 3, 5, and there's no 3 in here. Because if I put a 3 in here, these are 4, 5, and I've blown the total. So these are 3, 5. These are 1, 2, 4. So this is now 7. So this is the 6. So I can take 4 out of those. That's the 1, 2, 3. So the minimum I can put in here now is 4, 5, which would make this 10, which means this is so cool. So this has to be 4 and 5. This has to be the 1. That makes that 10. This is not the 1. This is now 10, so this has to be 6. So these are 1, 2, and 3. This is not 5, so this is not 8. This is a 4, so this is not 4, and this is not 4, and that was because of that 2. It's got to be a lot more pointing stuff, doesn't it? Yep, that 1 makes that 2, which makes that 1. Now, I think I'm done with the little killer markings. Because this one's not done. So I'm going to keep, because what I'm curious about now is sandwich. But this one's not done. But I think the rest are all done. I'm going to remove the colouring. And remember, this is a 13. This needs to be a 13. But the rest are all done. So now I'm curious about sandwich. But I don't have a 1 or a 9 in there. I don't have a 1 or a 9 fixed in there. I don't have a 1 or a 9 fixed in there. Right. Well, I do actually. That's a 1 because of Sudoku. So 1 is here. So this is not 1. And now I need to look at 13 sandwich clues. Now, sandwich math I always find harder, so I definitely often load up my calculator for that. And again, the calculator that is the first ever post on my Patreon page is just a spreadsheet where I did a whole bunch of math on killer and sandwich and exsums and stuff years ago, and I just refer back to it. So 13 can only be in 2 or 3 digits. And I can't do it in 2 digits because that can't be a 9. So that has to be the 9. And it's in 3 digits. So it's 237, 246, or 345. Well, I can't use a 4 in that clue. No, sorry, I looked at the wrong ones. And this is a problem I have when I use my calculator, is my eyesight is terrible. So let's look at those options. So it is still 2 or 3. So 238 would be would put an 8 in there. That's not a problem. I can't use a 5 in it, so any option that uses a 5 goes away. Any option that uses a 4 goes away because I can't put a 4 anywhere in those three. I still couldn't make it a 2 clue because I couldn't make that a 9. So it has to be 2, 3, 8, and these become 3, 8. That takes 8 out of here, which takes 5 out of here, and this becomes a 6, 7 clue. This is 3, 8. These have to be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9. These are 2, 5, and 9. Hang on, 2, 3, 8. That's the only place that 2 can go. Hang on. What did I just do? How did that work? This is 2, 3, 8. I think I did that wrong. 8 has to go in there, so 8 comes out of there. 5 comes out of there. This is 6, 7, but I still can put 2 in there. I think I was just dumb. But that's the 13. So I know what these are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, I can't put 7 down there, so that's the 7. This is a 4, 6. Now I can't put the 9 in here. I can't put the 1 in here. Is there more Sudoku I can do on those? Like 1... not that I can see. Like 9 is up here, but what I'm curious about is where 9 goes. Well, 1 is in one of those. Ah, that's clever. That's very clever, Riff. So 1 has to go in one of those two. 1 has to go in one of those two. So I can't put 1 in any of those. And these ones knock 1 out of all of those. So that is a 1. So that's the position of the 1 for this 13 clue. And I can't put a 9 in that direction, so the 9 has to go in this direction. And again, 13, like I mentioned before, has to either be a 2 wide clue or a 3 wide clue. So, and I can't put a 9 there, so this has to be the 9. Now, this time I'm looking at 13 in 3, but I'm looking at 13 in 3 with a 4. So any option that is that doesn't include a 4 goes away. So it's 2, 4, 7 or 3, 4, 6. So this is either 2, 7 or 3, 6 because it needs to sum to, well, 9 because it's 14. It's 13 minus 4. So 2, 7, 3, 6 because I can't use 1, 8 and I can't use 4, 5. So 2, 7 or 3, 6. And that gives me a virtual 2, 3 pair. Does that not do more? There's probably Sudoku I am missing. 2, 7 or 3, 6 in there. So I can't put 2, well, I couldn't put 2, 3 in there anyway, and I couldn't put 2, 3 in there anyway. So a virtual 2, 3 pair of uselessness. 5 is in one of those because of the pointing 5s. Five is in one of those because it can't go up here now, and 5 is in one of those. So 5 is in one of those two spots. Is it this 16? I mean, I've done that, sort of. Not quite. It'll be Sudoku I'm missing. Although, this may be more restricted now. I still haven't done that clue. So this 13 clue is completely done. The 16 clue is completely done. This 13 clue is done in this direction. So I have not done that clue. I'm so that you aren't sitting here watching me do horrible math for hours and hours and hours. 13 there are a lot of options for 13 without a 1. So is there anything else I can remove? If it's got a 4 in it, the 4 goes in one of those two. I don't know. I mean, I can't put a 9 on it. So 9 can't go in any of those. Okay, so what is this quad? This is a 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, that's... This is a quad. 1, 2, 3, 8. Well, that can't be 1. Ah, those can't be 2. This is a 2. So that is not a 2. This is 1, 3, 8. But I think I can still put the 1 down here. The 1 doesn't have to be up here. 1, 3, 8, 2, 2. Four is right there. That 4 knocks 4 out of there. That 4 knocks 4 out of there. This becomes a 4, which puts 4 in one of those two. There's still nothing knocked out of this. That's a 3, and that... What is it with me and given digits? I've done this again. That 3 makes this 1, which makes this 2, which makes this 1. This is going to have a huge impact, isn't it? This is not 1 because of everything that's going on in there. Well, maybe not huge. But this is now 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, and 8. That's not 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Huh. 2, 2, 2, 2. Didn't have as big an impact as I thought. 1 is in one of those two. 1 is not there anymore. That didn't have as big an impact as I thought, or I'm just still scanning badly. I'm still scanning badly. This 2, 3 is not seeing this 2, 3, which I'm not seeing any 2, 3s. 3 is... So what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8. That is not 5. Because 5 has to go in here. 5, 6, and 8. 6, 8. So 1 is here or here in this row. They're the only possible positions for the 1. So the 9 has to go in this box, surely, because if the 1 is here, a 16 sandwich clue, let's have a look at the options. A 16 sandwich clue has 3 or 4. So 1, 2, 3 would be there. 1, 2, 3 there. So it's in one of those 3. So 9 is in one of those 3. Because if I put a 9 over here, then it's too close to this one or too far away from this one. And if I put a 9, I can't put a 9 in here just because I can't, because of the 7, 9. So the 9 is in here, which means the 9 is in one of those 3. But I'm not sure how that's helping me. How do I make this work, I suppose, is the question. So if the 9 is in here, if this was the 1, then that can't be the 9. If that was the 9, that would have to be a 14. That's not going to work. So I'd have to put it there, and these two would have to sum to 14. So this would be 6, 8. And that's doable. So I could go 2, 6, 8, 9, 3, broken. This is 1, this is 2, 6, 8, 9. I've used 1, 6, and 8, and both of these have to be 3. This can't be the 1. That is, if that's the intended spot, then that is really tricky. That's the 1. Now, I've already got 5. So it's either 3 or 4. So 1, 2, 3, 9 there, or 9 there. So that can't be the 9 because I cannot make those sum up to 16. So that is not the 9. So it must have a 5. It must be 4 long. Sorry, no, it mustn't be 4 long. It doesn't have to be 4 long, but it must have a 5 in it. So whatever the digits left over are sum to 11. So it's 8, 3, 9, or 8 and 3, or if this is 3, then these would have to sum up to 8. No, hang on. If this is 3 and 5, then that's 8. The others would have to sum up to 8. I couldn't use 1, 7. I couldn't use 2, 6. I couldn't use 3, 5. That's not possible. This is 3. Oh, hang on. This is either 3, 8. But if this is the 9, can this be the 9? And I'm thinking the answer is no. Because if this is the 9, these 3 have to sum up to 11. If this is an 8, this would have to be a 1, 2, and I can't do it. If this is a 3, these have to sum up to 8. The only ways to make up to 8 are 1, 7, can't do it. 2, 6, can't do it. 3, 5, can't do it because I've put the 3 there. This can't be the 9. This is the 9. So these have to sum up to 11. If it's 3, it's 8. If it's 8, it's 3. So that's that sandwich clue done. So I've done that sandwich clue and that little killer clue and that little killer clue. That's all done. I've done that little killer clue, that little killer clue, and that sandwich clue. I've done that little killer clue. I've not finished that sandwich clue. That's not 2, so that's not... Hang on, what did these sum up to? 9. So that's not 7. Those are not 9 anymore because of that 9. That 1 means that's not a 1. Man, there's going to be so many people like going, you missed obvious Sudoku in this one because this is seeming challenging. 9 is now in one of those two. So this is the only clue I haven't done. 4 is in one of those two. 5 is right there, so I can't use 5 in the 13 clue anymore. Is that the trick? I can't remember which of these many 13s on my grid is the 13 I was using. So let's do that again. So 13, I can't use a 1. So all of those go away. I can't use a 5. That gets rid of one option. So 2, 3, 8, 2, 4, 7, or 3, 4, 6. So 2, 3, 8 is the only one that doesn't use a 4. 2 would go there. And then these would be 3, 8. 2, 3, 2. Yeah, I'm not seeing an obvious... Do more Sudoku, I think, is the answer. This is 3, 8. So 1, 2, 3. These are 4, 6, and 7, which has done nothing. What's the Sudoku in this? This is 2, 3, 8, but that's... So this is either... These sum to 9, 2, 7, or 3, 6. If this is 3, 6, this is 5, 8, this is 2, and that's 7. I don't see a problem with that. If this is 2, 7, this is 3. That's 5, 6, 8. And that's 6, 8. That's... 3, 9. So 9 can't go there or there. Cannot, and 9 can't go on a 13. That's a 9. Because 9 can't go on those. Those pointing 9s now take 9 out of there, and that 9 takes 9 out of there. That is a 9, which doesn't seem to have done that much. I need to put... Where does 2 go? In row 1 now. I can't put 2 in either of those because there's 2's looking at it. That can't be a 2 because of there. That can't be a 2 because of there. That's a 2. That's a 3. There's no 3 there, so there's no 6 there. That 3 means that's not 3. 2 now has to go in one of those 2. Did that not do more? 2 is in one of those 2 now. I still can put 2 and 4 on, but I can't put... Oh, I can. What? I don't get the Sudoku in this. I'm worried I've got the clues wrong. But I don't see how I can. Okay, so 3 is in one of those 2. That is the sort of lining up that does almost no good whatsoever. 4 is in one of those 2 in that column. So these are from 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, and 8. They're the only options. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, and 8. Great. That 3, 4 come out of those. Can't put 2. Okay, I can't put 2, 4. So the number of options in here are just crazy. I mean, there's close to... So what haven't I put in that row? Two, one, two, three, five. Five is over here, but I had that anyway. I just wasn't looking at it. So that's a little X-wing in fives. I have to put 9. That's a 5-9 pair. Okay. But I can't... That's a useless 5-9 pair, because this is 2, 6, 7, 8. It's not 2. So 2 is in one of those. Is this going to be a skyscraper-based Y-wing or something? Sorry, a sandwich-based Y-wing or something? Or am I going to need to look for something like a skyscraper? So 2s can go there, there, there. Hang on. 2 in this column can only go there. Why have I got 2 eliminated from those? That can't be a 2. That's a 5-9 pair and that's a 6-7. 2 can only go there in that column. That's a 3. That 3 makes that not 3. So that is now a 2-8 pair. So that is a 3, which makes that an 8 and that a 3. That 8 means that that's not 8. That is a horrible quad in that column. That's a 3. That's a 7. So now for this 13, I've got 11. So that's a 2. That's not 2, which I could have got in multiple ways. So there's no 7 there. So this is the only place for 7. This is not 7. Two, 8, 6, 7, which is not resolved. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. So I've got to put 5 in here as well. So 5 is in one of those two. 1, 3, 6, 8, 9. 3 is right there. So these are 6, 8, 9. Must contain a 9. This doesn't feel like a disambiguator at this point. There's no 3 in there anymore. It still doesn't feel like a disambiguator. Because I can still put stuff in too many spots. This is 4, 5, 6, 8. That can't be 4. That can't be 5. Three, 6, 8, 9 down there, but there's no in column 3, in box 7. I'm looking here, but there's no. So this is 6, 8, or 9, but there's nothing stopping that being anything. 3 has to go in one of those two. 3 has to go in one of those two. This clue is now done. This clue is now completely done. That clue is done as soon as I've resolved the 2, 8. I keep looking at these clues. This is the only thing not done. So the rest has to be Sudoku apart from that. So 238. 238 is okay. So maybe I need to put the specific options in. Because the only way to do 8 is 238. So those can't be 8s. 238 is the only way to put an 8 in. 247 would be 2 there. I can't do 247. So 47 can come out. Okay. Hang on. Oh, yeah, I can't. Because to do 247, there's no 47 possible there. So I can't put 247 in there. So I can't do 247. So the only way to use 7 is with 247. 7s can come out. So 238 is 238. 346 is 346. So that can't be 6. So this actually gets me down to pairs. So that's got to help, right? Right. Okay, so I've got 238 or 346. If this is 238, this is 8, this is 2, that 8 puts 8, 238, which is more likely because I was looking at that because that 28, but it doesn't interact with those at all. If that's an 8, 8 is in one of those two spots, but that doesn't do anything. So is 346, is it 3? Yeah, 346 is that less likely? Because 346 makes 3 there. There's got to be some Sudoku I can do to eliminate this. So those are the same digit. So, but I can't see what pairs to colour because they're all over the place. There's no... There's 7 looking up. That's a 6-8 pair. There's no 6 or 8 in there. That's 7, 9, which makes that 6, which makes that 7, which makes that 8, which means that is not 8. That's a 5, 6 pair. That 5, 6 pair makes that 8, which makes that 6, which makes that 3. And now we know this is 3, 4, and 6, which makes that 8, which makes that 6. That is now 7. That's the only place left for a 2. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's an 8. That is now an 8 and a 2. Those are not 6, so that's an 8, 9 pair. So I can take 8 out of those. This is 4, 5, 6. There's no 6 in the middle. So this is 4, 5. This 5, 6 is resolved by that. So that's 5 and that's 6 and that's 9 and that's 5. That's a 7. That's a 9. There is no 9 there. There is no 6 there. So is this 4, 7? It looks like it is. So that's 4 and that's 7. So there's no 4, 7 there. That is a 6. That is an 8. The 6 and 7 come out of there. That is a 4. That is a 6. That is a 5. That is a 4. The 8, 9 still not going anywhere. But this is the 9 and the 3. This is 4, 5, 6, and it's not 4, 5. So that is 6. No, wait. That's completely wrong because I forgot to see that that 4 is looking at that. So that is a 5, that is a 6, and this row, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I always do that, is an 8, which makes that the 9 and that the 8. The 9 makes that the 7 and the 9. I knew there was Sudoku I was missing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 6 and 7, so that is the 7, and that is the 6, and that is the solution to Killer Convergence, which again did not take me 6 hours to solve. It just felt like it. Thank you everyone for watching, and maybe that's why people don't submit puzzles to me, because they watch these videos. Anyway, thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed the puzzle, and I will see what I can come up with to bring you next. I think my next video is actually known. Well, I don't know what it is, but I think it's going to be, I know where it's coming from. And then after that, who knows? Thank you everyone for watching, and as always, good luck with your solving.